Plato's Stepchildren. This is Star Trek Season 3, original series. We're going to talk about this episode using my space system: story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. 2 is the best. I'm going to give the storyline a 1. Season 3 has been filled and sprinkled with pretty cool ideas that kind of go nowhere, aren't explored enough, or are just poorly written. This is, again, kind of an example of this, but I kind of like it a little bit more. So at this point, it's the Doctor, Kirk, and Spock that just they're just part of every crew now. Every landing party, it's the 3 of them. That's it. It's like you never have extra guys anymore. It feels like, why are you sending your 3 top guys down? Oh, just send Scotty down too. Why not? Just send him down. Like, it's just a little bit weird. But anyway, they respond to a medical call. Like, why does Kirk need to be there? Like, why does Spock need to be there? Send McCoy 2 guards. That's it, right? Like, maybe even not McCoy. It's just a scratch. So these Plato people, the king of them or whatever, has a scratch and he heals him. And they've never been hurt, so a scratch is like super deadly. And then they don't want them to leave, and they've got these psychic powers, they have telekinesis. And that's it. And then the rest of the episode is them being humiliated. Now, this is obviously very famous for having the interracial kiss with Uhura and Kirk. It's something that the Plato, well, I don't know what they're called. I don't remember their names. They force them. They can force you to do stuff, so they force them to kiss. So that there you go. That's that. So you really should be giving this episode a 10 out of 10, right? Look, I love all of Star Trek. I'm trying to be critical on these episodes because in the past I just say I love all of it and I don't care. And I do love all of it. But I am trying to, make it a bit more critical. My problems here are that, like, nothing's going on. Like, soon as Kirk gets the powers, he just overthrows those people. Like, that's it. So the thing is that if you eat enough of the food and if you're there long enough, you absorb the powers. Now, there's a character named Alexander who's played by a dwarf actor, and this guy's treated like crap. He's a great character. We're going to get to the character section. That's where this actually shines. But story, it's like they land there and they're just treated like garbage for, 45 minutes. And then in the last 5 minutes, Kirk gets the powers and then it's over. And you're like, yay, it's over. Okay, what was the point of this? Anyway, pacing, I'll give it a 1. Same thing. Like, I'm not bored. These episodes are pretty short. Like 50 minutes is not that bad. I can watch anything. I'm not bored, but there's no urgency to me. I'm like, yeah, I know Kirk's just gonna get the powers and beat these guys, like, whatever. So yeah. Artistry, I'll give it a 1. I mean, everything's okay. At this point in time, there's a few coming up where it's like literally just like a black room with a few like set piece things. Like, it's like there's a table and like a sofa. Yay, there's your set. It's like, okay. It's gotten a little, I don't know if the budget was cut or they're just getting a little lazy. This one still looks pretty good though, so I'm giving it a 1. I am watching the upgraded Blu-rays, but there's not really a big factor to it. It just, everything looks fine. For the characters, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 2 on the characters for this one. And this is where this episode for me is really good. Firstly, the dwarf actor is bloody awesome. Alexander is an amazing character. I every time I watch this one, I remember, oh yeah, this guy was great. There's so much amazing stuff with this guy. I have to do a commentary on just his scenes. He's like, look, I don't want these powers. I just want to be treated like a human being. That's it. I'm not trying to overthrow people. I don't want revenge on these people. I just want to be treated equally. If I can't be treated equally, get me out of here. Now, look, you can say that this is all like a social commentary thing, or we're treating these people. Whatever the reason is, it doesn't matter. The guy's awesome. That's it. He's legitimately an awesome character. I would have loved to have seen him maybe in something else. I'm sure there's a book or something out there which continues this guy. He's wicked. Now, Kirk, Spock, McCoy, on point, great in this episode. All of them are always good. Pretty much almost always I like all 3 of them. So that's standard. The bad guys are complete pieces of garbage, and they're not cool bad guys. Like, how, like, look, Khan is awesome, all right? Like, he's a bad guy, obviously, But you're like, yeah, but Khan is awesome, right? Like it's like Darth Vader. Darth Vader is awesome, like, you know, and the Emperor's cool. Like some of these bad guys like Gul Dukat for me in Deep Space Nine, yeah, that guy's badass, right? He's cool. I like the villains. But these guys are complete pieces of garbage, and I despise their faces. Like I wanted Alexander's like, I'm gonna cut them all. I'm like, yeah, that's a great plan, buddy. Do it. Do that plan. And Kirk's like, oh, you don't want to become like them. I'm like, no, become like them. Cut them. I couldn't stand these ass wipes. Now that was the point, which is why I'm not taking off points on my score. I'm still giving it 2 out of 2. You were meant to not like these people, for sure. And you certainly don't. They're complete pieces of garbage. And you want to see them go down hard. It doesn't really happen. They're kind of just let off the hook a bit. And he's like, oh, we'll try to be better. What? And then Spock's like, he goes, the second we leave, you're going to go back to your garbage ways. It's like, no, we won't this time. Yeah, okay. Anyway, the Federation should come and bomb those guys. Whatever. There you go. For enjoyment factor, I'll give it a 1. No, I'm going to give it a 1.5 for enjoyment factor. I like this one. The story, there's just nothing there, but this is a weird one. So I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. If someone thinks it's awful, I'm not going to really have much points to counter, except for the importance of the kiss. Obviously, you can't understate that. Plus, also, the dwarf, Alexander dwarf character was amazing. But that's it. There's not really else. It's like, oh, these people have powers, and then Kirk has to have better powers, and then he wins. And you're like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't feel like anything was really... You didn't learn about a new race or anything like that. Sometimes Star Trek is about learning the faults of our own kind, or you learn about a different race, which also has, one fault of humanity or something in it, so that there's a lesson there somewhere. I mean, the lesson here is what? If you have absolute power, you'll be corrupted. Absolutely. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I think if I had telekinetic powers, I think I wouldn't become a complete piece of garbage, and like torture people for my own amusement. Plus, I just can't stand like what's going on with the crew. So that's part of it. So I'm still I'll give it a 1.5 because of Alexander and the interracial kiss. Yes. And I do like the 3 leads, but the story, maybe I went too high on this one while I'm talking about it. Now I don't script these out. I just kind of write my score down. Maybe it's a little too high, but I still think it's a pretty good episode overall. So 6.5, that's my thoughts. If you like my system, please like the video, consider subscribing to the channel, and check out Clobberin Times. That is my buddy. His link is in the description below. Him and his crew, every Saturday night, they do 4 episodes of Star Trek and really break them down and discuss them. So that's Saturday Night Star Trek on his channel. That's it, everybody. Thank you for watching. Until next time.